All right, here we are, the WCTV Game of the Week. I'm Doug Capella with my co-host here, Justin Ventline. And Justin, we got a battle of two teams with a combined record of 9-1. Nolensville comes in their home stadium homecoming night 5-0. Rockvale boasting a 4-1 record. So not your typical startup football program here.
No, not at all. It should be an interesting game, to say the least. I mean, coming in as an opposing team on homecoming, always trying to ruin the homecoming night for the home team, so we'll see how much fight Rockvale has.
So just a little bit behind those numbers, Nolensville on offense averaging 38.8 points a game, only giving up about 11 on defense, whereas the only common opponent that these two teams had was Lincoln County. So there's the opening kickoff, and just like that, we're underway. Rockvale fields the ball at the 30. It was a squib kick and brings it out to the 44. So going back to the common opponent, Lincoln County, Nolensville was victorious in that one with a score of 38-14. Rockvale victorious 24-21. So a little bit behind the numbers there. A little bit of technical difficulty there as we had to unplug and replug, but here we are back again. A Rockvale player down on the last play.
First play of the game was a sack by the Nolensville Knights, and like you said, Doug, looks like there's an injury on the field.
So Nolensville over the last few years, they've either had a high-powered offense or they've had a solid defense. And so for the first time in a bit, they've got both.
Yeah.
I mean, only giving up 11 points a game and averaging nearly 40 is a significant, it's a pretty good differential.
It's a good point differential if you're on the black, blue, and white team.
Yeah, and like we said, it's homecoming night here, so we have a charged student section right below us here from the booth. Trainers are out on the field evaluating the young man, so thoughts and prayers go with him as we move into what's been a suddenly cool night here in Middle Tennessee. I woke up this morning, Justin, to do my morning walk, and it was 55 degrees out.
It finally feels like football weather.
Yeah, well, and it is officially the second day of fall here in the mid-state. And so they're still tending to this young man. We are going to have second down once we move forward with play. So high playoff aspiration hopes here for this Nolensville team. You know, when I talked to my other co-host, Paul Brees, that was game one when we called the Page game. He picked Nolensville as a sleeper this year to make a deep run in the playoffs. And when you start out 5-0 and you're averaging 40 points a game, I don't know that you're really a sleeper anymore at that point.
Right.
And just over the last two games that they played, I think they outscored their opponent something like 90-14.
Powered offense, and when you're only giving up 10, 11 points, like you said, Doug, it's gonna be hard to beat the Knights. I think if you're Rockvale, you're gonna have to try to slow their offense down and just grind out some time.
We're gonna take another break here as we are gonna adjust some chords on the setup here. So as we move forward, got about 4 trainers out there on the field. Both sides huddled on their knee. Rockvale players seem to be circled up and just praying for this young man. You hate to see it, especially on the first play of the game, to see a young man go down like that.
Right. Not sure exactly what happened on it, but like you said, Doug, you hate to see it this early in the game or ever at all.
So one of the trainers bringing out a large bag. I can only imagine that that's going to be some kind of air cast or something like that. Again, we didn't see the injury. I'm hoping to see if I can get a couple students up here tonight from the Nolensville section to talk about this homecoming experience here tonight. and what it's like to be in a student section. Pretty big crowd tonight. I mean, over the last few years, Nolensville has been regarded as a volleyball school, which you don't see very often. But when you win 3 state championships in a row in volleyball, folks kind of tend to take notice.
Starts to take a little reputation on.
Kind of a silence on the crowd tonight. Again, opening up on the first play of the game with what appears to be a significant injury based off of the attention that this young man is receiving from the training staff.
Going back to Mr. Paul Breese's predictions, looks like right now Max Preps has Rockvale at 17th ranked in 6A. Still trying to find.
I can't imagine that they're ranked above an undefeated Nolensville team. We're getting a lot of crowd noise in the background. So speaking to a gentleman up here in the booth, apparently the young man has a wrist injury. That's what I was saying when she came out. I was like, that's, yeah. All right, sorry about that. We're back again here in the WCTV Game of the Week. We had an injury on the field that's been cleared up now. Young man was off on crutches, but on his own strength. I'm here, Doug Capella, with Justin Ventline, and so we ran a few plays, and what you missed is a long pass there, at least the broadcast-wise, that was called back for a penalty. And so just like that, it's 4th down and 15, and what feels like it's been forever, but we've only taken about a minute and a half off the clock. High, deep punt that was caught on the fingertips of the punt returner for Nolensville. And so Nolensville will take over at the 32-yard line, 1st down and 10 for what will be their first offensive possession of the night.
Like we were saying earlier, we'll see if this Rockvale defense can slow down this high-powered offense of Nolensville.
And so here we go. Nolensville lines up in 3 wide, single back set out of the shotgun. Handoff. That's going to be Samson Johnson for Nolensville. You'll hear his name a lot tonight, Justin, as he is their primary ball carrier out of the backfield.
Looks like he didn't really want to bounce that outside, trying to find a hole, but gain of 1 to 2.
Johnson goes in motion from the backfield. Quarterback sees pressure, avoids, rolls out. That's going to be off the fingertips, so Landon Smotherman there.
It was a great scramble by Landon to extend that play. Rockvale had quite a bit of pressure coming from the outside there, but that'll bring up 3rd, and I would say about 9. These Adidas jerseys don't make it easy on the eyes, Doug.
No, I'm trying to, because I don't believe that's Landon Smotherman at quarterback. And so the quarterback is sacked there by a host of Rockvale defenders.
About 15.
Quarterback number check, that's going to be 18, Kobe Walton for Nolensville. So Kobe Walton sacked for a huge loss. It is 3rd and a mile here, about a 4th down correction, 4th and what looks to be about 22 yards to go for the Nolensville Knights. So just like that, 3 and out on not a good start for Nolensville.
No, not at all. If you're Rockville, you couldn't have planned it any better, though. It looks like they're going to get some good field position out of this.
It's going to take a turf roll here, as Coach Brees would call it there. So punt gets them out of their own field area there and down on about the 35, where Rockvale will take over on downs. And so like you said, Justin, Rockvale couldn't have asked for a better defensive start. Not only was it 3 and out, but it was 3 and about 12 yards lost on the total possession.
Absolutely. It looks like they're going to take over right about where they got the ball for their first possession.
So Rockvale's going to open up also in 3 wide, single back set. Quarterback rolls to the bottom of the field, makes a pass, but he is going to get hit right as soon as he catches it, and that's going to be number 0, Anthony Thippavong for Rockvale. And Rockvale's going to go with a tempo offense here, right on the ball, 3 wide, single back set out of the shotgun. Number 1 on the carry, Robbie Daniel for Rockvale, and he's running hard. Gets about, we'll call it 12 yards on the carry, or actually closer to 15 yards on the carry.
Looks like Eric Harper for Nolensville on the helping tackle there. And yeah, Rockville's going a little tempo now, maybe trying to get Nolensville out of sorts.
Pass right out to number 0 once again, Anthony Thippavong, which looks to be one of the main receivers for this Rockvale attack.
Great team tackle there by number 6. It's going to be Derek Burrows, and had some safety help from 21, who's going to be Eric Harper as well.
Quarterback for Rockvale is number 12, Malachi Tyne, and he's going to be sacked. Number 9 for Nolensville is going to be Taylor Wine. And so just like that, it's 3rd down and about 12 or 11 rather for this Rockvale team who had Nolensville on their heels for a minute with that up-tempo attack.
That's the give and take of going tempo. All of a sudden you look at yourself and you're now on your 3rd and 11.
Rockvale back to pass, looks deep to the sideline. They're going to have a first down there. That's going to be 0 again. So Thippavong, 3 catches on this drive alone. Nolensville, again, not subbing on defense, not able to with the tempo attack of this Rockvale offense. Handoff's going to be to number 1 again. That's going to be Robbie Daniel on the carry. Got to be impressed so far with the start of this game for Rockvale, who had a huge 3-and-out and is just driving right down the field after the initial injury on that first series. They've settled down, 1 on the carry again. So Robbie Daniel, 1-0, seem to be carrying.
Seems like we're going to be calling that a lot tonight.
Toting the rock tonight for this Rockvale offense. Nolensville's flipping play sheets right now, figuring what exactly they can call to slow down this attack for Rockvale. Well, and they flipped to the right page right there.
Great stop.
Yep, they flipped to the right page. That was a RPO
number 11,
there.
Nick Rosamando.
Robbie
Excuse me
Daniels.
if I didn't pronounce that correctly.
Robbie Daniels going to get stopped for a loss of 3, and it's going to bring up 4th and about 5. Lots of space here. There looks to be no one here on the inside receiver. It's going to be a handoff to number 1 again, Robbie Daniel, and he's going to have a first down. They are attacking the interior of this Nolensville line.
It looks like the same run play 3 times in a row, just out of different formations. And a lot of times when you're going tempo like that, that is what you'll do. Show different formations, same play. And for the 4th time, it looks like the same
exact play.
Same exact play. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 8, and it looks like this hurry up is slowing down just a little bit.
So 2nd and 8 for Rockvale. They're going to bring a blitz in the middle. Pass is going to be intercepted by number 6 for Nolensville. That's going to be Derek Burrows on the pick, and he's going to be down.
Great.
Huge defensive stop for the night.
Huge stop. I believe that went through one of the Rockvale wide receivers' fingertips.
Pass was high, overthrown, and landed right into the lap of number 6, Burrows, for the Knights. And that's exactly what Nolensville needed there, because they did not have an answer for the attack that Rockvale was given. And so here's a second chance for this high-powered Nolensville offense that so far has negative yardage. There you go, Samson Johnson on the carry, and they open up the second drive just like the first with a carry up the middle for a minimal gain. We'll call it maybe 2.5. The tempo's so quick here, I got to catch my breath here.
We'll see if Nolensville kind of slows it down a little bit, maybe give their defense a breather. You're obviously hoping for an 80-yard drive ending in a touchdown.
You can see the screen pass is going to be picked off. Number 49 trips on his own feet, and he's going to be down at about the 4-yard line. So they are just trading blows and turnovers here in this first quarter.
Just an unfortunate pass there. I think it got tipped by another defender. Once again, right place, right time.
Well, you saw the immediate pressure from Rockvale, which right away gives away that it's a screen. And so he just threw it right into the arms of a defensive lineman. Every defensive lineman's dream there to get an interception. So
and
again,
almost took it to the house.
Almost.
Big man touchdown.
I think he got gassed about 4 yards short and just fell. So we're going to have Robbie Daniel on the carry for a minimal gain. It's going to be 2nd and 5. We'll see what they can do with minimal space behind him in the end zone here. So Rockvale back to throw, and that's caught. Waiting for the official signal.
Got a signal down here as a touchdown, but I didn't see the confirmation. But I believe they are going to give it to him.
Nope. Okay, so they are going to give him it's a touchdown, Rockvale. Rockvale opening up and a little bit of trickery here. What I believe is called the polecat offense. Never understood really why coaches would do that if they're going to just line up and kick the extra point.
Right.
In any regard,
how many times you're going to use the actual 2-point try?
Kick is up. Kick is good. And so a stunned Nolensville team here down 7-0 early in the first quarter after a huge turnover by the Rockvale defense gives them field position on the 5-yard line. And so still an electric crowd, though, here on the Nolensville sideline. Maybe not even watching the game just yet as we're underway.
They still might be funneling in.
Midway through the first quarter, it's Rockvale 7, Nolensville 0 on the WCTV Game of the Week.
We'll see if Nolensville, once they get this possession back, goes to the air a little bit more.
Well, and I think you said it. I think that because they're not going to go tempo, they're going to look to slow the pace of the game down, which sounds odd for an offense that scores nearly 40 points a game. But they're a big play, quick strike offense. And so they're probably going to try to just calm things down. Like you said before, give their defense a break. And so, but that all depends on whether or not they hold on to the football here on this drive. So Nolensville has 2 defenders back to receive the kick. It's going to be number 1 and number 2 for Nolensville, Chance Fitzgerald and Samson Johnson.
Looks like number 99 will be the kicking duties for Rockvale.
Rockvale is going to kick it short, fielded at the 25 and out to about the 31. That's going to be 35 for Nolensville, Zion Tamaska. So here we are.
We'll see.
Nolensville is going to take over at the 30-yard line. Down 7-0 early. So we'll see what happens here. They're going to line up with twins to the top of the field, out of the shotgun, single back set. Kobe Walton in at quarterback. It's going to be a quick pass outside to number 1, Chance Fitzgerald. He breaks the tackle, has some room, and he's going to get about 6 yards on the catch.
And that's a good pickup after turnover in possession. Quick hitter, get your quarterback back in rhythm, get his confidence back up. In the meantime, still picking up 7-8 yards.
So we go second and we'll call it a long 2, maybe short 3 here. Number 1 for Nolensville, Chance Fitzgerald. He is a playmaker, and so we'll hear his number again tonight, I'm sure. Samson Johnson in the backfield along with Kobe Walton. Walton takes the snap, hands it off to Samson Johnson, who makes a few defenders miss, bumps it outside, going down the field. And Justin, if he gets those wheels turning, it's going to be hard to catch him.
Absolutely.
The young man has a tremendous amount of athletic ability and speed, and he was about 1 yard shy outside of cutting the corner and making some problems for this Rockvale defense.
Great part about that run is he made 2 guys miss when he was wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and then after a 2-yard gain, still turned it into 6 yards.
Pass out to number 1 again. Chance Fitzgerald makes a couple defenders miss. Those 2 are going to hurt his average a bit, 2 7-yard catches, because usually he's catching 30 or 40-yard passes.
That goes back to what you were saying, Doug, too. This might just be a let's settle it down. Let's maybe lull the defense to sleep a little bit, hit these short, quick hits with the pass game. And
get it into the hands of the players that got us here, right, to 5-0. Get it into our trusted folks. Walton in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. Pressure in his face immediately. Throws it to the outside. He's hit a little early there by number 10, but no flag on the play. I don't know that that was a catchable pass to the outside.
No.
He definitely climbed the ladder, did Chance Fitzgerald, on that pass to the outside, but Rockvale is bringing pressure on this Nolensville team, and I don't know that that's something that they're used to. In the games that I've seen of Nolensville, teams will sit back and play the pass because of the big playability. Well, Rockvale, they threw that out the window. They're coming after Nolensville, and I don't know that Nolensville has figured that out just yet. We are in 2 wide, single back set. Handoff's going to be to Samson Johnson again. We're going to have 4th down and probably about 2.5 here at the Rockvale 48. So this could be decision time for Nolensville.
Looks like they're bringing the punting unit on.
Yeah, when you see a wholesale swap out of uniforms there, it's generally a punt.
And it might be too early in the game, too, to try to go for it, especially in this field position. You don't want to give Rockvale all the momentum this early in the game.
There's going to be an offsides on Rockvale. That is not what you want if you're Rockvale. That is going to give the Knights a 1st down.
Those are always the good first downs, the freebies.
When the coaches this weekend look at this tape, you don't want to be that player in the film room for sure. So 1st down Knights, courtesy of a 5-yard penalty on Rockvale. So here we are. We got just over 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Again, your score: Rockvale 7, Nolensville nothing. To probably the surprise of most of the home crowd here, and maybe some of the visiting crowd. Wallen goes back to pass, throws it to the outside. It's going to be caught. Defender goes for the interception. Justin, this is going to go for a long gain. Receiver still on the field. Brings it all the way down to the 6-yard line. That's going to be number 2. Trying to find a number on that on the outside. I want to say number 10. It's hard to make out numbers on the deep side of the field, but anyway.
That was a great play. Great play by the receiver there.
Very risky. The defender was a step away from an interception. Samson Johnson takes the handoff and pushes forward. Gains about 4 on the play.
Going back to that long reception by Nolensville, like you said, Doug, Rockvale is bringing the house. They're bringing a lot of pressure from the outside. I think Nolensville is trying to counter that with a little play action, but there was no bite on that one, too.
Well, and Walton on that play, like you mentioned, forced out of the pocket, rolled to his right, threw a really close pass. Samson Johnson lined up at quarterback, takes a direct snap, makes a defender miss, pushing the pile, but he's going to be stopped short for what looks to be a gain of about a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 3. Nolensville's not going to be able to get a first down here, Justin, and so it'll be interesting to see what they call here on 3rd and short.
Looks like once again going with the Wildcat package.
Yep, Samson in at quarterback. Chance Fitzgerald, the only receiver in motion. Johnson takes the handoff, hits the corner, and he's going to walk into the end zone for an easy touchdown there. Untouched, had one man to beat on the outside, and he was easily beat there.
I think after the first try going up the middle, they said, let's just use this guy's speed and get to the edge. We only need 2 yards.
So with that, that's going to bring the score Nolensville 6, Rockvale 7. 51 in to try the extra point. That's going to be Reese Miller. Snap is back, kick is up. And there you have it. Ball game tied now. Final minute of the first quarter on your WCTV Game of the Week. Nolensville 7, Rockvale 7.
You hate to say that this early in the game, that was almost a must-score situation from Nolensville, especially when you get them to jump off sides on the 4th down punt attempt. Almost gives you new life going into that.
Well, I think you said it when I was wondering if they were going to go for it there on the 50-yard line, and they brought their punt team out, and I think you hit the nail on the head. If you give Rockvale the ball there with momentum and they happen to score and they go up 14-0, they have slanted the field at that point, full of momentum in the visiting house here, and homecoming and everything else, and the crowd would be dead silent at that point. So Nolensville benefits from the offsides, and we have an even ball game here. Nolensville lines up to kick off. It is a loud environment here.
Very loud.
We got music, we got speakers going, we have a capacity crowd here. I don't know, this is standing room only when you pan out and look at the field. The town of Nolensville has come out in force to see the homecoming game tonight. Lots of festivities today, homecoming parade. Another squib kick there. And so what you have is Rockvale will take over at the 26-yard line after the little pooch kick there. So Nolensville must have done some special team scouting knowing that they can't kick it deep because they've done that both times that they've kicked off. So Rockvale will take over at the 26-yard line out of the shotgun, 3-wide set. Handoff is going to be to number 1 again, Robbie Daniel, and he is going to be taken down almost immediately for a very minimal gain, maybe a yard. Rockvale.
That was Taylor Ween, and I think he's had a couple tackles for minimal gain already tonight.
So 2nd and 9, 3 wide for Rockvale. Looking deep, busted coverage. Number 2 for Rockvale, wide open. Missed tackle. Jalen Morgan is going to go to the house on a walk-in touchdown.
And I think
Justin, that's the second time that number 2 there, Jalen Morgan's been wide open. The first time got called back. Second time there, that was a 74-yard touchdown for this Rockvale offense on another busted coverage, wide open.
That definitely looked like a misassignment or busted coverage, because at the level that Nolensville is playing, it's hard to believe that someone would be that open along the sideline.
So again, Rockvale opens up their extra point with the old polecat offense here, and they line back up for the extra point. Snap is back, kick is up, kick is good. And so Rockvale giving Nolensville a dose of their own medicine here with a quick strike offense. 14-7 take the lead over these Knights.
I mean, we might want to strap in, because it might be a shootout the way it's shaping up already.
You definitely want to pick the over on this one if you were to do such things. But so just like that, Rockvale, and to be honest, aside from the turnover, Nolensville's not had an answer for this Rockvale offense.
No, they were lucky to get the, and it was almost like a gifted turnover as well. Overthrown ball, like you said, Doug, right to the corner.
And they're also playing sound defense, because they had them 4th down, but then the penalty gave them that first down, and they paid for those 5 yards because Nolensville went ahead and scored. But again, a couple opportunities there for Rockvale, because he almost had to pick on that long pass and catch on the outside there. So Rockvale's going to line up. They also pooched it the last time, and it wouldn't surprise me here to see a pooch or an onside. So there it is again, the pooch kick. Fielded at the 25, to the 30, 35, 37, and he's going to be ridden down hard by a Rockvale defender. Is number 35 for your Knights. That's going to be Zion Tamaska again. This time gets the ball out to, waiting for the spot here, to the 39-yard line where the Knights will take over.
Nolensville takes over 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Colby Walton calling out plays to his line, maybe adjusting protection here. Johnson in the backfield. Walton takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson, and he's going to be tackled immediately by number 1. It's going to be Robbie Daniel, their ball carrier, also comes in and makes the tackle. So two-way player. That may come to play later in this game.
Especially when Rockvale's running that high tempo, high-speed offense.
2 wide for the Knights, single back set out of the shotgun. Fake to Johnson, and he's going to be sacked again by number 13. Jace McCormick. Yep.
Looks like he was just held onto the ball just a half a second too long, was trying to wait for possibly a play to develop and wide receiver to get open, and just never developed for him.
All right, so it's 3rd and about 20, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Our score for the WCTV game of the week: Nolensville 7, Rockvale 14, and what has been a stunned Nolensville team.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You can also make a donation to the
And it's kind of surprising too, Justin, because it's not been fluky. Rockvale's played sound defense. They've gotten to the quarterback. Their coverage hasn't been good. They've forced turnovers. And they have, on offense, the only thing that has stopped them is themselves.
Right.
They had the turnover that one play, but they have driven at will on this Nolensville defense.
Right.
So like I said, coming into this game, it's only given up about 11 points a game. And so 14 is the most they've given up in a game all season. And so we'll see.
We'll see if they can match that.
They're going to have to lock it down here on this one tonight if they want to keep to that high score. But I would say that Rockvale is going to have a different answer to that question.
And like you were saying, Doug, I wonder if the surprise of how much pressure Rockvale is bringing them has stunned the team in whole.
Well, it's a very rhythm offense. a lot of timing throws, and he is not. Kobe Walton has not been settled in the pocket. And they're bringing a blitz again, more pressure.
They are not scared to bring it. That is for sure.
Again.
That's going to be number 5, Jake Sales.
So not only is he getting sacked, he is taking huge losses. So right now,
watching that play, it wasn't even much of an exotic blitz scheme. It was they're bringing
they
4
4 or 5 on a 5-man line and just got to him. And so right now it is 4th and about 35, if you can imagine, on those 2 losses. And so the punt returner for Rockvale has his feet on the 50-yard line. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a neutral zone infraction on Rockvale, but that's not going to be much help. That may get the punter out of his end zone a little bit, but he's still going to be punting from inside the 10-yard line. Rockvale's return man has his heels at about his own 42. Snap is back, punt is up. Bounces, and takes a huge Nolensville bounce and rolls out at about the 30-yard line. So that ball hit the turf and rolled about 20 yards.
He's going to get about a 60-yard net rating out of that one.
He's loving that turf tonight. When I say it hit the turf and it rocketed, it was really interesting to watch that ball hit and roll that far on the punt. It's a huge benefit to Nolensville that was able to flip that field on that punt. And so here we go again. Rockvale throws, and this time it's picked off. Number 6 for Nolensville.
Derek Burrows.
Burrows again, that's his second pick on the night. He's thinking touchdown, and there you go. Derek Burrows on the turnover. Big time to the house. Just like that. Nolensville evens the score. I think Rockvale was trying to get a little greedy there, Justin. Went to the well, and Burrows just sat on it, and it landed right into his hands.
It was a great read by Burrows. It was almost a skinny post coming out of the wide receiver there. Read it great, jumped the ball, and got rewarded with 6.
And Burrows, that was not a straight line back. He had to break several tackles to get there, but he would not be denied on that interception return. The kick is up and good, and just like that, we're back even at the beginning part of the second quarter. Wow, what an exciting match here to kick off this night, Justin. This is your first night back in broadcasting, so welcome to the WC.
It feels
TV
good to
Game
be back.
of the Week. Yeah.
Thank you for keeping the exciting games for me.
Wow, really good stuff so far. So Nolensville benefits from the interception. Burrows already 2 picks, and we're only in the beginning of the second quarter. That young man has got to be feeling pretty good tonight on homecoming. So Nolensville, Justin, I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to say they're going to squib kick or pooch kick this.
The odds are probably very high on that. I haven't seen many kicks to the end zone in high school football in the last couple years.
So we've had 4 kicks tonight, and we've had 4 squibs.
Yes.
Or pooches, rather. And so Nolensville, we'll see if they keep the trend alive here. This time the kicker's back, so maybe they kick it deep. He took his full 10 yards away, so we'll see what happens here. And he does kick it a little bit deeper. Number 10, Jabari Frierson, has a seam.
He's brought down by number 25, who's Brock Majors.
Well, Brock Majors just prevented a major play from happening because that hole opened and Brock was there, and I think if Frierson beats that tackle, he might be getting some significant yardage on that return, and I think maybe that's why Nolensville's
squibbing it. Yep.
So here we go again. Rockvale back on offense. Timeout, Nolensville. So before we could get underway here, Rockvale's not even giving me time to prep to talk here. They're just right on the ball and snapping it.
Nolensville only had 10 defenders out there. I think that's what prompted the timeout.
Well, and I think they may have only had 10 on that long touchdown, or at least that's how it looked from up here. Generally, you don't see someone that wide open. So Nolensville smartly regrouping. You can't take your timeouts with you, so.
We'll see if Rockville kind of goes back to that up-tempo, quick hitter offense they were running early in the first quarter. Like you said, I think they got a little confident, a little greedy in that last pass, trying to go for the home run ball.
Well, and the quarterback, number 12, Malachi Tellin, has a good arm. He's a sophomore, has a good arm, and he struck deep twice on this Nolensville defense. Again, one was called back for a penalty, but one went to the yard for a touchdown. And so here we go, Tellin in the shotgun. 3 wide, sends his running back out into the flat, who catches the pass. Good open field tackle there by the Knights. Minimizes the gain to about 4 yards. Call it 5. That was Robbie Daniel on the catch.
Brought down by Nick Amato.
Rockvale back on the ball. Malachi Tellin in quarterback. Handoff's going to be to Daniel. And huge open field tackle there.
Taylor Ween again.
Taylor Ween having a night. Him and Burrows trying to hold the D down for the Knights. So for a loss of 1 on the play, 3rd and 6. Tellin back in the shotgun, 4 wide, single back. Handoff again. Robbie Daniel's going to have a first down. That's a brave call there on 3rd and almost 7 to do a halfback draw there, but that's exactly what they did for a first down, and they're moving.
Once again, we went to that up-tempo offense, not giving Nolensville a time to breathe.
Rockvale 3 wide. That's another interception. That's going to be number 8 this time.
Tarek Washington. He's gonna get the interception party going.
Tarek Washington on the and Tellin, that's his 3rd pick, and we're in the 2nd quarter, and he's just got to be scratching his head. And I'm kind of thankful, Justin, because I'm out of shape calling this offense for Rockvale. I can't breathe. They're moving so fast, I can't get my breath.
That looks like it was once again an overthrown ball or just miscommunication. I think both receivers were running quick ins, and he looked like he was running or throwing a little bit deeper there.
So here we are. Nolensville will take over at the 40. Walton with a hard count. Slowing it down, a little bit of a contrast. Tight end shifts to the other side of the field. Comes back now. Nolensville in no hurry. Play clock down to 5. 4. Walton takes a snap. Not much pressure on this play. Looking deep. Has his man 21 down the field. That's going to be Eric Harper. Tackled at about the 19-yard line. Huge passing catch there, and that looked too easy.
Absolutely. He just simply outran Trey Gray there for Rockville. They were stride for stride until the ball was in the air, and then he just kicked it into another. Yep.
In tempo. Here we go. 3 wide. Handoff's going to be to Samson Johnson. More room than normal there. He's going to have about 8 on the carry, so Nolensville picking it up now, not allowing us to breathe up here as announcers for this game. So 2nd and about a long 2. Nolensville knocking on the door, trying to take the lead here early on in the 2nd quarter. Walton, he's going to take it himself. He's going to have a first down, tackled by a host of Rockvale defenders.
Looked like he wanted to throw it out here to the flat, thought better of it, and just picked up the first down by himself.
Well, and it looks like he's starting to sense the pressure a little better, and he did not want to get sacked for a 14-yard loss there. So smartly, nobody open, tucked it, and got the first down. So it's first down from the 7-yard line. They cannot get another first, but Samson Johnson takes a big hit at the 1, still driving his legs, and Justin, he just got pushed into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights.
And that was all effort. That was an all-effort touchdown right there.
Samson took a huge hit at the goal line, kept his legs moving, and his offensive lineman said, hey, you got it this far, I'll get you the next yard, buddy. And that's going to be a touchdown, Nolensville. So for the first time tonight, the Knights take the lead. Pending extra point here, a 1-touchdown lead with 8:46 to go in your 2nd quarter. Kick is up. Kick is good. Nolensville 21, Rockville 14. I think what it was, Justin, is Nolensville just wanted to let them get their 14 points out of the way and then put a cap on it.
Wanted to at least hit the average.
Yeah.
That touchdown is brought to you by your starting offensive line.
So turnovers have been the story here. Turnovers and tempo tonight, as turnovers are starting to sink Rockvale, and tempo has been the speed of both offenses moving up and down the field. I'm tired just broadcasting.
I was going to say it might be at this rate, 60-40 final.
That's right. I may get a bowl of ice cream tonight, Justin. I've burned enough calories talking this broadcast that I may get some ice cream tonight.
I might grab 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches on the way out.
So 8:46 to go in the second quarter. Your home Nolensville Knights 21 visiting Rockvale 14 in what has been a slugfest in this first half, exchanging touchdowns and turnovers. And it is again an electric crowd here, standing room only on Nolensville. I don't think anybody's home tonight. I think they're all here at the game. See, we're gonna probably get another pooch here. No, this time we get a squib. They're just gonna fall on it at the 28. Justin, for our home audience, a pooch kick is when you are gonna kick it short and in the air. A squib is a line drive kick. So I want to make sure we clarify, as we've mentioned both tonight. So Rockvale will start off at the 28-yard line. Out of the shotgun, 3 wide. Tellin sends Daniel in motion. Tellin, play is stopped by the officials. Looks like we have a false start on Rockvale, already moving back.
Quick update around the county. Looks like the Franklin Admirals are down 21-0 with 2:30 left before halftime to McGavick.
That's a little bit of a surprising score to me. But that's the beauty of why they play the game.
Exactly.
So actually the play went against Nolensville. So didn't see the call here, but any guard. 3 wide, single back set. Tellin back to throw. It's going to be an underneath wide receiver screen. Number 84 on the catch. That's going to be Taj Mitchell. So the first receiver for Rockvale that has a number higher than 3 catches a pass for Rockvale.
Looks like it was the interception specialist Burrows on the tackle.
So there we go. First down and 10 from the 39. 3 wide shotgun, handoff to Daniel. He's going to be met, and I'll let you go ahead and say it.
Taylor Ween.
Taylor Ween on the tackle, number 9. So stop for no gain, or about a gain of 2 after forward progress. Rockvale tempo again. I'm sure they have a man high on number 2 here on the outside. That's our deep threat. Handoff to Daniel again. He's going to be tackled after a gain of about 2.5. So it's going to be 3rd, and we'll call it 5 for this Rockvale offense.
Looks like that was a group tackle there, but kind of led by Jackson Brandy for the Knights, but it brings up 3rd and 5.
So 3 wide, single back set for Rockvale out of the shotgun. Whalen takes a snap, throws it inside again to number 84, Taj Mitchell.
And he was brought down with emphatically by number 7, I believe that was, Jaden Wyatt.
You could hear it in the crowd, as they say.
I think that was one of those hit stick Madden moves.
Pass on the inside to Mitchell again, and he just drops it. That time Nolensville brought pressure.
Yeah, those last 2 plays looked like Nolensville brought a little bit more pressure, trying to get the ball out a little bit quicker from Rockvale.
So Rockvale not moving around all that much on offense. 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, single back set shotgun. Handoff to Daniel again, who is ridden down.
If that man is not getting looks, I think after this game he should be. Taylor Ween on the tackle for loss again.
So with the incomplete and the loss, we have 3rd and 11. Again, 3 wide, this time 2 receivers to the top of the field. Shotgun set. Malachi Tellin on the snap. Throwing long. It's going to be incomplete at the last second.
That was a great, great defensive play by Tarek Washington. Initially got beat, but didn't give up on the play.
Well, he took about 4 steps with the football bobbling and then after a few seconds dropped it. I thought there was going to be a chance of a pass interference call because Washington had his back to the ball the whole time, but gets in there and breaks it up at the last second. Huge play by the Nolensville defense. Rockvale back to punt. Punts high in the air. Nolensville lets it bounce. And Nolensville benefits from that bounce also. You would begin to think this field's somewhat slanted the way this ball's bouncing tonight. So the net on that punt is only going to be about 12 yards.
That's going to give Nolensville a pretty good opportunity to put up another score with about 6:45 left in the second.
Nolensville's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line. So Rockvale's got to be thinking, we need to make a play here, right? Because it's been 3 straight touchdowns for Nolensville. Out to number 1 real quick is Chance Fitzgerald. Makes a move and gets it to the outside for a gain of about 6.5.
He was brought down by number 10, Jabari Friesen.
So if Nolensville strikes again here, that brings it to 28-14. And I don't know that Rockvale can exchange blows like that with this Nolensville offense.
No, I think running that hurry-up offense, you have a chance, but I almost think they're wearing themselves down, running so quickly.
And we noted there's some of their star players are two-way players, and so you're going to start getting some fatigue here, especially in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So Nolensville opens up out of the shotgun 2 wide. Walton looking to the sideline there, has his man number 1, Chance Fitzgerald. Hauls in the catch, gains about 10 on the catch.
He was forced out again by Jabari Frierson.
So Frierson, another two-way player. Their big play guy on offense on the outside, also playing defense.
And you got to wonder if
I were Nolensville, I'd be trying to snap the ball here.
Yes.
Got a receiver wide open here at the bottom, but Rockvale sees it, lines up. There's a snap. Fake handoff to Samson Johnson. Walton scrambling. Looking. Has a man downfield. And we got flags on the field here. Anytime you have flags that late into the play, it's only going to be one of 2 things maybe. It's either going to be a holding or something in that neighborhood. Nolensville's offense is coming back.
Looks like we had one near the line of scrimmage and then one coming in from the Nolensville sideline as well. So maybe 2 different. We'll let the officials clear it out.
Look like illegal man downfield, I guess, and that's declined. Oh, there you. So those were your 2 penalties: illegal man downfield and holding. So the official closest to us got him for an eligible man downfield, and then the initial call was the holding. And so that's going to bring them back 10 yards from the spot of the holding call. So that is a huge penalty. That was about a 15-yard holding call. Walton's going to roll out to the bottom side of the field, hits his receiver. That's going to be number 4, Dylan Northcutt on the play.
That was just a great pitch and catch, little rollout play here to the near sideline.
Northcutt, lightning in a bottle there. He's 5'6", 125, but has wheels to move.
Like we said at the beginning of the game, just get the ball to your playmakers. A lot of speed on this Nolensville team, and let them make a play.
So now they got some of that back. 2nd and 14 now. Walton fakes to Johnson. Looking downfield, has time, throws deep, has a man, and just overshoots Chance Fitzgerald, which actually is hard to do, Justin.
Right. And it almost looks like they're trying to pick on Jabari Frierson again. Little one-on-one coverage.
Well, they need to wear him out a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that might be. I'll just rotate receivers to him every play, honestly.
I noticed on that play, though, there was only 2 receivers out en route, so they might be keeping a couple more people in for protection.
Yep, you can see they got a tight end in here. Actually, this time they don't. They're opening 4 wide, single back set shotgun. Walton on the hard count.
Still looks like Rockvale is going to bring the house here.
Walton out of the shotgun, had the hard count.
Nolensville is going to talk this one over, I think.
Got 3rd and long here. Yep, you're right. So that's their 2nd timeout. So 5:33 left in the second quarter, and what has been an electrifying display of offensive and defensive huge plays. Nolensville 21, Rockvale 14. So if you like offense, defensive turnovers, and touchdowns, you've tuned into the right.
You've turned into the right channel for sure today.
So far on Nolensville's defense, it's got to be Burrows and Ween making huge plays. Burrows got 2 picks, 1 for a touchdown. And Rockvale, you got to give so far in the first half on offense. You got Robbie Daniels, had some big games. And, you got Jalen Morgan, and then you got Frierson. Big play on that Rockvale offense. So here we go again, back in action. Rockvale out, Nolensville out of the shotgun, 3 wide, 2 to the bottom of the screen. Out of the shotgun, single back set. Wallen gets a snap. He's looking, and he's going to be brought down again.
That's number 33, Timmy Williams.
And so I haven't counted, but I want to say that's got to be, I think, the 6th time he's been sacked.
I was going to say at least 5, yeah. And Rockvale, even in that long situation there, they're not scared to bring the heat.
So here it is, 4th and about 25 yards to go. Nolensville lines up to punt. Rockvale.
Rugby style
punt, and it's going to go out of bounds. And this is going to give Rockvale good field position. And they're going to have a chance, Justin, to even this up before they go in at the half.
What the crazier part is, the way Rockvale's been running their offense is Nolensville still might have a chance to get the ball back.
You're right. You are right. That's well, and they may slow it down. They may, I mean, I don't know. Surely if you look at like UT. If you look at like UT with Josh Heupel, they go up tempo no matter. So Rockvale sends 84 in motion. Handoff's going to be to Robbie Daniel, and he's going to get about 6 to 7 on that opening play. So we have a man down for Nolensville, slow to get up is Ween, and he's not the one you want to be slow getting up.
Right.
Up tempo here again. Handoff to Robbie Daniel, who's going to go up the middle. And he's going to be close to a first down, but it looks like he's going to be just a tad short here.
Yep, about a yard short. So they'll be up 3rd and 1.
Nolensville looking to make a stop here. Ween comes out on 3rd and short. Out of the shotgun, Rockvale hands it off to Daniel. Has some running room. It's going to be a first down and a gain of about 8 on the play.
It's brought down by Eric Harper. Good, solid tackle coming in from the safety spot, but.
So I think they're just going to try to run the ball here a little bit, get some clock down, and like we said earlier, he's thrown 3 picks already in this first half. Robbie Daniel on the carry again. He's going to be tackled after a gain of about 2.
Tackled by Jaden Wyatt.
That's Jaden Wyatt.
At some point, you're probably going to look here for them to pull that and throw the pass, right? Setting them up, run. So they're probably going to set them up for a pass at some point here. 2nd down and 8. Ball is on about the 32.
In the predictability meter, that'd probably be a 3rd down play action.
2nd and long. Handoff again to Daniel. He's going to get another 2.5 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd and a long 5.
He's brought down by Jackson Brandy from Nolensville.
3 minutes left in the second quarter.
And Nolensville is really selling out for the run here. We'll see if they continue to bring pressure or.
Rockvale still has their full complement of timeouts. So they run with sweet motion there to number 84. That's going to be Taj Mitchell on the carry. And he's going to be tackled for a loss
by number 40, Joseph Carnero.
So 4th and 11, and they're going for it here is Rockvale. And like you said, Justin, if they get a stop here, Nolensville could score. Quarterback still up. Ball hits the turf. That's going to be incomplete.
Would have hurt him if he picked him.
Yes. The better thing there was to drop it because they're actually going to get better field position as they turn over on downs. And so 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. And let's see what Nolensville decides to do. If they go tempo, because they have a couple times tonight gone tempo.
Yep.
And so you can already see they're going to go at least 3 wide here on the bottom side of the field.
It'll also be interesting if they run kind of what Rockvale just tried doing there, run the ball, and maybe have a big play off the top.
Walton takes a snap, takes the handoff, lots of pressure coming, and Walton's just going to throw it away as he was running for his life there, really.
That almost looked like a busted play or...
You know, I'm really surprised here that they haven't gone back to the screen. I know that they did it early on and they threw an interception, but, you know, when you throw in an interception on a screen, sometimes it's just bad luck.
Right.
And so he's had people in his face all night, so it's kind of shocking to see that Coach Derrick has not gone back to the screen. In any regard, you have 3 wide at the bottom of the field, single back shotgun. Walton takes a snap. Samson Johnson in there pass protecting. Pass to the middle of the field there to number 1, Chance Fitzgerald.
They're going to say he was
helmet
down.
Comes off, but the ball is out, but down. The officials are marking it 3rd down.
So a lucky break from Nolensville. Looked like they were saying he was down before the ball came out to either force a fumble or incompletion. Oh, now they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. 3rd down.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
So what you don't want to do here in Nolensville is try to get too risky. You have 3rd and long. About 2 minutes left in the second quarter, but again, Rockvale full complement of timeouts here. And so it'll be interesting to see if they play it fairly vanilla with a run here.
This is where I think I'd like to see Nolensville maybe run one of those quick screens, sure hit, pass play to get the clock running, and then also get it into your speedsters on the outside.
Well, you would imagine if they don't get a first down here, that Rockvale's going to use a timeout, right? That'll give them probably just over a minute and a half in the moments of the second. And one of their drives was 27 seconds, so they have the capability to score. But again, that was on a busted coverage play. And so the officials call an official timeout here to discuss. I don't know what they're discussing, but they're good.
I think there was a discussion of clock, potentially.
So you can see the Nolensville band, all 4,000 members of it over there, getting ready to come on. And it is a production here in Nolensville.
Is it a requirement to be in the band at Nolensville High School?
It may be, I think. You have to do one tour in the band, but it is very well done. Much respect to the folks that put the Nolensville band performance together here. You can see all the props on the track here as we are getting close to halftime. So it was a clock issue. They adjusted the clock to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So Nolensville 3rd and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
And I think you get the clock at least running here if you're Nolensville. Force Rockville to make a timeout. That's going to be a false start on Nolensville. I believe a couple of the receivers here on the near side started a little early. So it's going to push them back 5 more yards. So, interesting situation here for Nolensville. 3rd and 15. With a 7-point lead about to go into halftime.
3 wide, blitz comes, inside pressure, ball scrambles out. Throws incomplete. We got to wonder on the ball there. They burned a total of 8 seconds off the clock on that play.
Right. That was in and out of number 1, Robbie Daniels' hands for Rockvale.
So it saves Rockvale from having to burn a timeout there on the play. 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Rockvale with all 3 of their timeouts and a high motor offense.
But like we said before that possession, Nolensville could still get it back. Rockvale could score with
Well, I'm sure Nolensville's hoping they don't want the ball back.
Right.
Right? They just want the clock to run. So a high punt that goes out of bounds. The official will mark it as to where it went out of bounds. So he's going to mark it at the 43-yard line.
It's about a 35, 40-yard punt for Nolensville, and Rockville will be within striking distance with 2:03 left here in the second.
So keep your eye here on the bottom of the screen here. Number 2 for Rockvale, Jalen Morgan. Deep threat for Rockvale. But you may see Robbie Daniel here. He goes in motion. Tellen throws it to number 10. It's going to be Jabari Frierson, and he's going to be tackled immediately for loss. Scratch that number 40. It's going to be Nolan Dunkley.
I think they were trying to set up a little inside screen there, but Nolensville did a great job of reading it.
And Dunkley hadn't caught a pass all night, trying to catch him off guard here. So 3 wide. Pass again is going to be to Dunkley. Haven't called a pass all night. It's called the first 2 on this drive.
That's going to be Eric Harper on the stop, coming up from the safety position once again.
So 3rd and about 3rd and 9, correction for Rockvale. 3 wide out of the shotgun. Daniel goes in motion. Tellen back to pass. He's looking long. Throws it underneath. That's Burrow's 3rd interception of the half. And he's still on his feet. He's going to be tackled from behind at the 40-yard line.
And that's a heck of a stat line for a game, let alone a first half.
So you said it. It's time to score here for the Nolensville Knights.
And it's been the tale of 2 quarters. First quarter, very much back and forth. Second quarter, we've kind of hung out in this 30 to 30-yard line area.
Nolensville 4 wide on the play. Hits their go-to guy on that play again. That's going to be James Fitzgerald on the catch. He's probably got 7 or 8 catches here in the first half.
Once again, just picking on Jabari Frierson over there.
So pass carrier, Fitzgerald goes out of bounds. Gain of about 6 on the play. Walton sends Johnson in motion. Walton throws the screen this time to Fitzgerald, who's got a little room on the inside, but quickly tackled down and his helmet comes off again. It's going to be 3rd and about 2.
And that's almost a blessing in disguise. So that's going to. Nolensville coaching staff is jumping for a timeout on this sideline. They do get it. So that'll be their 3rd and final timeout of the first half with 36 seconds in the second quarter. So be about 3rd and 2. So with no timeouts here, it'll be an interesting play selection coming out of the timeout. Do you try to take a couple shots down the field?
Well, I mean,
you try to pick up the first down right away.
I mean, if I traded this headset for that headset, I would probably say I want to get this first down first, and then I'm looking at deep shots down the field.
Make a donation to the Nolensville Food Pantry by scanning the QR code found on the concession stand. Thank you for supporting.
So 36 seconds remain in the half. Timeout was called, but Nolensville's back lining up.
I believe they're going to add a couple seconds to the game clock, bump it up to 40 seconds. So 3rd and 2.
Johnson in motion. Snap is fumbled, throws it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. They didn't run the clock there at all. So still 37 seconds left on the clock for Nolensville, 4th and about 2. And so looks like the punt team is coming on. You got to wonder here, Justin, could we get funny here with a fake? Although I don't know. So far that hasn't been.
I think the last Nolensville punt netted about 40 yards. So if they can pin them deep here, And there is a fake. And they will pick it up.
So they're going to have
Direct
it.
snap to number 10 for Nolensville. That's going to be Landon Smotherman.
So clock stops again on the chains. So here's what I was talking about. If you get the first, then I'm comfortable taking some deep shots.
They've got to get in position quickly, though.
Clock's running. Nolensville has no timeouts. Walton backs up. Just throws it out of bounds as he's tackled by 2 Rockvale defenders.
And once again, Rockvale getting a lot of pressure, just bringing 4.
Well, and that's the issue, right? Because you can't throw a screen pass successfully if you're just rushing 4 defenders because your linebackers are sitting back. And so they're getting pressure on Walton. And so if I were watching film on Nolensville and I was another school, I'd say, well, we're just going to blitz. Walton back to throw. Passes high and away and incomplete.
Walton's pass intended for Eric Harper, incomplete.
12 seconds to go.
3rd down for the Knights.
3rd and 10 for the Knights. And so I would guess if you are coaches on either side and you're going in at a 21-14 score, you're okay with that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, from the way the game started, with a lot of turnovers, a lot of unknowns, to be quite honest, from both sides, trying to feel each other out. I feel like a 7-point game is acceptable on both sides.
So Walton fakes the handoff. Fitzgerald is going to be out of bounds after gaining about 20 yards on the play. So here you go. Now you're in position to just throw one in the end zone. Also, you could kick a field goal here, which looks like they are going to go for a field goal.
Looks like number 51, Reese Miller, is trotting out there for the attempt.
Rockvale calls a timeout. And Justin, this is going to be a 42-yard field goal for a high school. Now, I will say he kicked a 40-yarder in the last game we called, so he's within his range. I'll say that.
There's a couple NFL teams looking for guys that can kick 40-yarders.
Consistently anyway, right?
Right.
But, hey, if you can kick a 40-yard field goal in high school, that's pretty solid. Although I think it's more common than it was in my day where it was like you just walk straight up and kick.
Yeah. With your toe.
With a shoe that was 2 sizes too small.
Yeah.
So they are going to go for the field goal here. You know, if I were Nolensville, I'd be a little nervous based off of all the pressure that line has given up tonight. And this is a long field goal, so the trajectory is going to be a little bit lower because he's got to drive it. And I'd be worried about a potential block here. Snap is back, kick is up, and this is going to be no good. And a host of Rockvale defenders hit the kicker, but they must have tipped it because there's no flag.
It didn't look like it came out funny. It did not come out end over end, so I'm assuming there was a hand on it.
For sure. It was very wide and low to the left. And so lots of players back. But again, you had to tip the ball because he got hit, I think, by three Rockvale defenders, but no flag. And just like that, Rockvale takes over. 5 seconds to go. And I don't think that they're going to go quietly into the locker room here. They may try something here to get on the scoreboard. If you're Nolensville, you got to be doing some kind of prevent or deep cover defense. Officials, again, sorting things out. I wonder if the coach is talking to the officials about why there was no flag. I did not see the ball get hit by
I would be wondering
defender.
why they moved the ball 5 yards. It was on the 25, and now it's on the 20.
Lots of unsolved mysteries here tonight, Justin. So it looks like they're just going to go into a kneel down, and just like that, clock winds down to 0. Halftime here, 21, Nolensville Knights, 14, Rockvale Rockets. We will be back after the halftime show. Stay tuned.
not getting you, though.
You're not picking me. Can you hear me? All right, here we are back in action, your WCTV game of the week. You have your Nolensville Knights 21, Rockvale Rockets 14, and what has been a game not short on action, Justin, as we move into the third quarter. Lots of turnovers, touchdowns, and tempo was the theme of the first half.
Absolutely. It was lots of turnovers, lots of figuring each other out the first quarter. The second quarter opened it up a little bit more, and we saw Rockvale go to that hurry-up, speed, tempo type offense. We'll see if they can keep that up the entire game.
Well, and in some of the takeaways that we were just talking about at the half is Nolensville has had their hands full. Nolensville's had their hands full trying to deal with the pressure of this Rockvale line. Rockvale only sending 4, not really blitzing, but getting pressure on the Nolensville quarterback.
Lance is coming up here. He can hear you. Perfect.
So here we are, starting the third quarter, 21-14. Rockvale's going to kick off here. Kick is up. It's a pooch kick. Fielded at the 25. A little bit of space around the edge. We got a seam. That's number 35 for Nolensville at the 40, the 30, the 20, and he's going to be ridden down at the 20-yard line. That's Zion Tamaska with a huge return off of the squib kick. Nolensville is going to take over with an electrifying return to open up the second half. And there you have it, folks. Nolensville is going to be on, waiting for the official spot here. Looks like Nolensville is going to take over on the 20-yard line after a huge opening return. It's going to be first down and 10. Nolensville a little bit closer together here. It's going to be a pitch to Samson Johnson, who has some room. He's going to be taken down at about the 13-yard line after a gain of 7 on the play with a pitch. Definitely cooled off here a little bit in the Nolensville skyline. Temperatures dropping. But what is not dropping is the excitement on the field as we picked up just where we left off. Walton takes a snap, throws outside. It's going to be incomplete. That's going to bring up a third down and short here for this Knight offense. Third down and 3 to go. 11-12 on the clock, and they moved right down the field on the opening return. So Kobe Walton in shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Johnson again. Johnson's going to be down at about the 12. He will be short there of the line to gain, so it's going to be 4th and about 2 for this Nolensville offense. So far, no mass exodus of uniforms. Looks like they're going to go for it here. No kick in the mind of Coach Derrick. 4th and short. Walton pitches it again to Samson Johnson. Samson's going to be hit, but he will have a first down there after a gain of about 4 on the play. 1st and 10 inside the 10-yard line from the 8. So Nolensville unable to get a first down here on this drive, but they are not looking for a first. They're looking for 6 points. Walton out of the shotgun. He's going to roll to his left. Overshoots his receiver on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Second down and goal.
I can get like a lot of crowd feedback, like hearing Doug through like this myself.
Can you hear me? Still having a little bit of technical difficulty here, but back in action. Walton strikes in the end zone just on cue like that to number 1, Chance Fitzgerald. Touchdown, Nolensville. So as soon as my headset works, so does the Nolensville offense. And it is now 27-14 as fireworks go off in the distance. 10-18 in the third quarter. Nolensville goes up 2 scores, pending the extra point here. And so after the long return, Nolensville hits pay dirt. Kick is up. Kick is good. 28-14. I would not count out this offense for Rockvale, who has shown the potential to score quickly with the tempo that they run, and they do it while not taking a lot of time off the clock. At least that was the case in the first half. We'll have to see if they open up the third quarter the same as the first half with that high tempo offense down by 2 scores now. And as I mentioned when we took the broadcast back into the third quarter, the first half was a story of tempo and turnovers, and Rockvale had 3 interceptions in the first half after their starting quarterback goes down with an injury on the first play of the game. So the young sophomore comes in for Rockvale. That's going to be, Malachi Thielen, who came in for the injured starting quarterback and has done a decent job aside from throwing the 3 interceptions. One of those, Nolensville returned for a touchdown. And so every kick tonight on kickoffs has been a pooch or a squib. And so we'll see if Nolensville follows suit, not wanting to kick it deep. And the last time they pooched it, it had potential for a big play. And so there we go again. This time it's the squib variety. Bounces, rolls past a Rockvale receiver. Rockvale's going to return this to about the 36, 37-yard line. Rockvale will take over on offense now for their first possession of the second half. So 1st and 10, Rockvale on the 36-yard line.
And Nolensville defense will trot back out.
So there's my broadcast partner back in action, Justin, who was having some headset difficulty. Rockvale hands it off there to their fullback, number 40, who's going to be dragging Nolensville defenders, finally brought down for a gain of 8. That's going to be Nolan Dunkley on the carry.
Nolensville is pointing their way like they got the ball.
The officials
are trying to sell job there.
Well, the official pointed that it's 2nd down. So here we go, 2nd and 1 from the 46. Rockvale still in the high-tempo offense. Thielen takes a snap, hands it off to the first half ball carrier, Robbie Daniel, who took most of the carries.
Duo tackle from Rockvale of 33, Timmy Williams, or Nolensville.
There's no background noise, but I can still hear. So now the tempo has slowed for a bit for the Rockvale Rockets as they're getting the play call in, from the sideline.
Well, it's an important 3rd and 1 here, so you want to make sure you get the play call right if you are Rockvale.
So Thielen in shotgun, 3 wide, hands the ball off to Daniel, and he is going to be stuck.
And that was number 11, Nick Rosamondo, coming hard off the edge.
Jaden Wyatt also for the Knights, number 7, one of the down linemen, in on just about every tackle in the right position and just bottling things up in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I think he's playing that spy middle linebacker, just reading and reacting.
So Rockvale brings out the punting team.
So it'll be 4th and...
Rockvale back to punt. Ball's up. Nolensville again is going to let that roll. And it looked like it was just about to take a Nolensville bounce, but a Rockvale defender was there to catch the ball and say, no, we're not going to let it do that this time.
Right. That was number 8, Skylar Miller, making sure it did not fall back into the midfield area.
So our score with 4 minutes gone already in the third quarter, Nolensville opens up the second half with a touchdown drive after a big return. Forces a 3-and-out on offense. And now they're back on offense themselves. 2 wide, 2-back set this time. Maybe some added protection for their quarterback. Fitzgerald goes in motion, hands off to Johnson. Johnson around the edge. Oh, and he gets shoestring tackled there after a gain of about 5.
And Robbie Daniel for Rockville, I think, just saved 6 points from going up on the board.
Yeah, he turned the corner there, and I was thinking, well, this might go the distance, but just like you said, touchdown saving tackle there around the side.
Looks like it would have got negated anyways by a hold, I believe.
So got to give credit here to our WCTV crew that's worked diligently to get this production together. Some technical difficulties working with some of the equipment here. Lance West, the professor up here on the equipment, working on it. Here we got a little dump off to Johnson. Johnson's got some room. Johnson up to the 40.
Speed.
Up to the 45 and goes down right there.
And I'm not so sure that was so much of a touchdown saving tackle, of more of a hopefully I'll just get in his way.
So Johnson needed 20 and got 20 for a first down. And so 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line of the Knights side of the field. They're going to line up in 2 wide. Looks like they're sticking with the 2-back set out of the shotgun. Fitzgerald the other back, so really going with a wide receiver and a running back. So Walton, nothing there. Looked like a broken play, but Walton rounds the corner.
That's a great.
Walton's got some wheels, Justin.
That's a great job of making something out of nothing, like you said, Doug. I believe it was a broken play. I think Fitzgerald being in the backfield, it looks like they keep motioning him. I think they're trying to set up that bubble screen out here to the outside, but.
And I think what Walton found is it's easier to run forward than it is backwards.
Exactly.
Nolensville opens up with 3 wide to the bottom side of the screen, or field rather, screen and field. Out of the shotgun, single back set this time, and it goes to that single back, which is Johnson, and he is met and pushed back by number 5.
That's Jake Sales. And they've kind of run that inside zone a couple times now, so Rockville had it sniffed out for a loss of 1.
Definitely a different feel up to this point to this second half. Rockvale a little uncertain. Nolensville in complete control on offense and defense, kind of dictating the pace of the game up to this point. Walton out of shotgun. Quick pass to the outside to number 4. That's going to be Dylan Northcutt. Dylan Northcutt makes a move, and he is shoved out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Flag on the play. Another Rockvale defender down.
Yep.
This is going to be 32 for Rockvale. That's going to be.
Looks like he was able to
Porter
jump
up, on his own strength.
Jump up quick on his own, though.
Officials sorting out what the flag is here, but Northcutt took that for about a gain of 20 on the play, so just sorting it out. Personal foul on Nolensville.
Personal foul, blindside block against the Knights.
So blindside blocks the call on Nolensville, so that that's going to be about a 35-yard penalty there because they gained about 20. So that negates that, and it moves them back 15. So about a 35-yard swing there on field position. So it is second and what looks to be about 23 yards. The line to gain is the 28. And it looks like, well, about 20 yards. They're on the 49.
And we haven't seen Rockvale bring as much pressure as they have. Either that or Nolensville is tightening up that protection on the offensive line.
Walton, and just as you say that, Rockvale brings up pressure, but Nolensville picks it up. Walton's moving to the outside, has 21 downfield.
That very much reminded me of a Tyreek Hill scramble. Just keep running deep.
So Eric Harper made that play, just broke his route and ran to the center of the field, but Walton was just a little bit over his head on the throw. But that time, you got to be impressed with the Nolensville line. It looked like Rockvale sent 6 on that play, and Nolensville picked every one of them up.
They were able to pick up that blitz a lot cleaner than they had the first half. I'm sure that was a point of emphasis at halftime.
Quarterbacks generally hate 2 things, interceptions and inside pressure. And so Kobe Walton all night has had to deal with inside pressure, this time coming from the outside and inside on a stunt. Again, going to number 21, Eric Harper, on a deep route, but just falls incomplete.
That's number 25, Trey Gray from Rockvale on the coverage.
That's going to bring up 4th and a long way to go. So I'm gonna guess here, based on the punter, that they're not going to fake this one.
That'd be a tall ask of
What do you got in the playbook there, Coach, for 4th and 23?
A fake punt.
Oh, there goes the snap. Almost drew Rockvale off sides. Punt is high, end over end. It's going to be dropped by the Rockvale returner and easily recovered by Nolensville. Justin, again, turnovers, just a dagger to this Rockvale team.
We were talking about it at halftime, Doug.
That may have been the play in the playbook. We're just going to punt it here, and they'll fumble and we'll recover.
Yeah, we got this one. The classic punt, muff, punt, recover punt.
And, you know, sometimes that is something you see out of a young team like this Rockvale team. Only open for 4 years is Rockvale High School. And so just a lot of turnovers tonight. Now, again, starting quarterback injured on the first play of the game. Backup quarterback comes in, throws 3 interceptions. One of them costly as it gets returned for a touchdown. And then that punt, if they go on to score here on offense, that's 14 points that will have been off turnovers. So handoff goes to number 35, Zion Tamaska, the young man that had the huge return to open up the second half of football.
Strung out pretty well by the Rockvale defense there.
That's what we call sealing the edge there. They strung it out, didn't allow him to get outside, and just 2nd and 10, no gain on the play. And so Nolensville's back to the drawing board here, 2nd and the full 10 to go. Fitzgerald checks into the game. Goes to the far side of the field. We got 2 receivers on the bottom side. Johnson in the backfield, Fitzgerald in motion. Jet motion, handoff to Fitzgerald. Finds a seam up the middle, and he is ridden down.
That was number 32, Kevonte Porter. And once again, Rockville able to stretch out the speed sweep.
You have 3rd and about 8 on the play. So Rockvale clamping down on defense. Just turnover got him on that play. So 3rd and long here for the Knights. 3 wide. Johnson out to motion. Walton looking underneath. Has his man. That's going to be a first down for the Knights. Number 1 again, Fitzgerald. Helmet off again for Mr. Fitzgerald.
I believe that's the 3rd time.
3rd time tonight he's had his helmet taken off. Coach might want to show him where the buttons are on that thing to tighten that helmet up. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Correction, 1st and 5 inside the 10. Cannot get a first down. Pitch again to Samson Johnson, and Johnson's going to walk in untouched. Touchdown Nolensville. That's going to extend their lead 34-14. Scoreboard is incorrect here at Nolensville. They have the score 28-34. Points went to the wrong side. So 34-14 now. Scoreboard showing correct.
With Johnson's speed, it's tough when you can just pitch it out there, and pretty easy just to get 5 yards when you can seal the corner like that.
So a couple of adjustments that we've seen from Nolensville coming out in the second half is they've run Johnson a lot more to the outside. They've pitched it to him 3 times. 2 of them went for touchdowns. And so just like that, guys, 35-14 as we get into the 3rd quarter here. 4 minutes, 13 seconds left on your WCTV Game of the Week here in the beautiful town of Nolensville.
If you're Rockville here, this is almost a must-score situation here. You've got to come out with points, I would say, on this possession to keep things interesting going down the stretch.
Got to say, we're blessed up here, or graced by Lance's presence on the camera. Usually Lance is operating the control center down in the van, but he is up top with the broadcast team, so it's always good to see Lance up here. So 4:13 to go here in the third quarter. Nolensville, I think, is going to opt here for the squib kick, Justin, as they've sent the last two as a squib and not a pooch. And I was right, there's the squib. Lands to number 2 for Rockvale. Number 2 got some room dancing around, and he's going to be brought down at about the 43-yard line. And that is where Rockvale will take over on offense. Now, it's hard to know where Rockvale has adjusted because they went right back to up-tempo. They did get number 40 involved in the second half. That's going to be Nolan Dunkley, the fullback. And that may be to spell Robbie Daniel a little bit, who's their tailback, and he plays both ways on offense and defense. So Rockvale's going to open up 3 wide. Daniel goes in motion. Thielen looking, finds Dunkley on the pass. So Dunkley in the second half is the focal point here.
He's been the featured
Rockvale offense
so far.
0 catches, 0 touches in the first half. He's had 3 catches and 1 carry here
and we're
in the second.
Going right back to tempo, too.
Tempo on offense. Thielen back to throw. Rolling out. He's going to be hit, and
that was our guy.
there he goes. Ween on the
Taylor
quarterback
Ween.
pressure. Pass is incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Rockvale Rockets. On Nolensville's 40-yard line. Tempo again. Here we go. 3 wide, single back set. Thielen takes a snap, hands it off to Daniel. Daniel's dancing, runs out of room, and falls down and loses about 4 on the play. So Nolensville here, aside from that play to Dunkley there, has really closed the doors on defense.
I think the adjustment the Nolensville defense has made is they're starting to bring a little bit more pressure, too. They're not sitting back and letting the play come to them as much as they did in the first half, I should say.
Thielen takes a snap, throws it outside to number 84, and he is hit hard by the Nolensville defense, out of bounds. Minimal gain there. Actually, it's going to be a loss of 1 on the pass. It's going to be 4th and 15.
Looks like that was number 5, Nick Amato, with a pretty good hit, and I believe that is our guy, Taylor Ween, down right now.
That was the second time he's been down tonight, but he hopped right back up. And so he's back on his feet. Comes off the field on his own energy. So here we go, 4th and 15 for Rockvale. And Justin, we said in the first half maybe Nolensville just wanted to spot him those 14 points and then shut it down.
Yep.
And it's exactly what they've done up to this point. Rockvale electing to go for it here. 3 wide, goes with a hard snap. Thielen looking to the sideline, maybe just trying to draw him off here. Play clock's not running, though, for some reason. Thielen takes the snap, scrolling downfield, looking, has a lot of time. Nolensville's going to catch up to him, still scrambling. Breaks free from a Nolensville defender, throws downfield, and it's going to be broken up. Looking for Dunkley. That would have been a first down. However, Nolensville, great coverage there as Thielen there, Justin, initially had about 5 seconds to throw it, and then the Nolensville pressure came, and he still broke contain.
That's just a great job on Nolensville's secondary covering what is a broken play. And when you have to cover 4 receivers for 5+ seconds, that is not an easy task.
Well, and one thing I will say is if they're going to rely on throwing it to their fullback to bring them back from 21 down, that may not be what's going to get them there. They have some good athletes on the outside. Dunkley they've incorporated maybe to throw him off a little bit, but I don't know that that's what's going to bring him down from a 3-touchdown deficit. Nolensville takes over. Walton in the shotgun. Pressure inside again.
Once again.
And he's going to be brought down there for a sack.
So it's number 87, Landon Anderson.
Loss of 6 on the play.
So
Second down.
Walton in the first quarter and second quarter looked like he was running for his life most of that first half. Pressure constantly on every play. Third quarter, though, they kind of figured it out a little bit, I think, and adjusted protections. But that time, again, just too much for the Nolensville offensive line, and he goes down for a sack. So here's an option play to Samson Johnson, toss. He's going to get close to the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 4 on the play, but we're still going to look at about a 3rd and 12 for the Knights offense.
And Johnson's always good for about 5-6 yards if you can get him to the edge. He's going to pick up that loss that they just had with the sack, but like you said, Doug, still brings you up in a tough 3rd and 11 here at midfield.
Johnson is yet to break the second level of this Rockvale defense, which is usually a territory he does find. Walton back to throw, looking underneath. Great play by the Rockvale defender there. Steps up and smacks the ball away from number 21.
Good coverage.
Eric Harper on the incomplete pass.
So we got a stoppage in play, and we're going to have a conference of the officials.
Well, in any regard, that's going to be 4th down and 11 pending any weird outcome of the officials conference here. No flags on the play, and it looks like they were just up. We had false start on the Knights. I'm guessing this is going to be declined. It is, to bring up 4th down. So Nolensville back to punt, number 51, Reese Miller, who also doubles as their place kicker and field goal kicker.
He's got a lot of hometown bounces from the turf
definitely
this
has.
year, or tonight, I should say.
Robbie Daniel back to receive the punt. Goes deep end over end. He's not going to take this one. And just like you said, this time he got a friendly bounce, and then it bounced the other way.
He used the sand wedge instead of the 7-iron.
There you go. That's absolutely right. But when it was in the air, it was end over end and looked like he was going to get that Nolensville bounce, but it did not. Still a good punt. And field position now 20 on the 21-yard line. And so here, when we get down to this point of the game, Justin, minute and 8 seconds left in the third quarter, whether you have an up-tempo offense or not, you have to start to look at how many possessions do you really have left in this game. So Thielen throwing deep, busted coverage again, number 2 wide open, and he is going to sail into the end zone. Number 2, Jalen Morgan. That's going to be a touchdown, Rockvale. And so 3 touchdowns may be difficult,
yeah, I was gonna
but
say,
2 just brought Rockvale back into this game.
Absolutely, and that was a great setup throw by Rockvale quarterback. He pumped the out route, a little out and up it looked like, pumped the out route, and I believe the Nolensville defender maybe trying to go for pick number 4 or 5. I can't keep track anymore, and up the sideline, the Rockvale wide receiver went.
So the young sophomore from Rockvale, Thielen, is slinging it. He's got a good arm, and he hit number 2, Jalen Morgan, in stride for that long touchdown strike. And so Rockvale will not go quietly into the Nolensville night. 56 seconds left to go in the third quarter, 35-21.
And it's been impressive what the Rockville quarterback's been able to do, because quite honestly, stepping off the bus today, he probably was not expecting a lot of playing time.
No.
First play of the game, Rockville starting quarterback goes down. He's thrown into the fire. And I know this is going to be a controversial comment, but outside of the 3 picks, he's been playing very, very well.
Yeah, and it's, hey, I know you're a sophomore, but come run this up-tempo offense against a school that scores about 40 points a game and only gives up 11. Right? Like any sophomore is going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right? And so, but he has been more than up to the challenge tonight, finding open receivers. And so finding a hole in that defense. And that looked like man coverage on that play. And like you said, the defender bit on the out and up, and he was wide open downfield. And Thielen just hit him in stride. So we got a ball game here again, Justin.
We do. Nolensville, I'd be alert here on a hands team situation as well. Might not be an onside, but it might be a.
So there's the pooch. 35, Zion Tamaska looks reminiscent of the last kick return. He's got some wiggle to him. He's up to the 35, rounds the corner at the 40, And he's going to be hit out of bounds and onto the track down at the 45. So I would imagine Nolensville would take that field position anytime.
Absolutely.
Zion Tamaska electric on the last 2 kick returns, setting up this Nolensville offense with good field position.
And you reverse the entire, went from one hash all the way to the other sideline on that one.
He ran 180 yards to gain 20 on that for sure. So here we are out of the shotgun. Lots of protection on the inside for Walton. He throws outside to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald makes a move, cuts back to the inside. Lots of shake and bake, but only 5 yards.
Right. And what's happening on the outside here, it looks like, is Rockvale is bringing that pressure, which is leaving a lot of one-on-one coverage on these receivers. So if Fitzgerald can just make one play, one move, and put that foot in the ground and go upfield, he might have a 20, 30-yard game.
Well, and really what essentially they're doing is it's a long handoff. They're throwing it out and trying to create space with Fitzgerald and getting him upfield because he's catching the ball at the line of scrimmage. And then there he got 5 yards on the play. But again, you want to get the ball in the hands of your athletes to do that. And the clock will wind down here in the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter underway. And what's been a new ball game here, the Rockvale Rockets strike in that 3rd quarter, bring the game back within 2 touchdowns. And so I think Nolensville is probably not going to go up tempo here. If I were to take a guess, even up by 2 touchdowns is, you would think, okay, 4th quarter up by 2 touchdowns, we're going to be all right here. But they have the potential to strike quick. There have been turnovers in this game. There's been sacks. One thing we have not seen from Nolensville are fumbles.
Yeah.
Usually when you sack a quarterback 7 or 8 times, one of those is going to result in a fumble. But Walton has protected the ball pretty well tonight.
I would think we're going to get a lot of Johnson and Fitzgerald handoffs and quick screens here.
So actually Johnson is in. Oh, there's Walton right there. I was going to say, it looked like they might be coming out of the Wildcat here, but nope. Walton's back in shotgun, 2 wide, protection out, extra protection for Walton. I was about to say, it's probably going to be a pitch for Samson Johnson. It is. Loses his footing, and he's going to be hit for a big loss on the play.
And Rockville, once again, stringing that out. The defensive end doing a great job of holding the line, securing the end, and turning everything back inside where speed is not as dangerous going up the middle of the field.
And it looked like Johnson was a little indecisive there. It looked like he may have had a seam, but then he wanted to try to bounce it, and he got pushed back inside, like you said, and it just closed off, and he lost 2 yards on the play. So 3rd and about 7 for the Nolensville offense. 2 wide, single back set. Johnson in the backfield with Walton. Johnson goes in motion. Oh, inside pass to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald breaks a tackle, breaks it up, almost broke another tackle, and that's going to be a 1st down.
That's a great, great pickup.
Good throw and catch there from Walton to Fitzgerald. I feel like Fitzgerald's probably exceeded 12 to 15 catches tonight, but I think he only has about 80 yards on the night.
Right.
He hasn't taken anything very long, lots of short passes, but that keeps the drive alive on this important drive here. You'd have to think if Nolensville scores and puts one in the end zone, that might close the door on any kind of Rockvale comeback. Johnson in the backfield, 2 wide. Walton again throws it outside to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald makes a move. Helmet off again.
We're going to have to see if we can get Amazon to deliver a chin strap.
Or a smaller helmet. So 7 yards on the gain for Fitzgerald, and the coach is tightening up his chin straps. So Fitzgerald's out for the play. Nolensville's lining up, and I think they're being wise here. They have extra protection on both sides. Going 2 tight, 2 wide, single back. Walton takes the snap again, pitch to Johnson. He's got some blocking on the outside. Only gets about 1.5 yards on the play.
You can kind of see what Nolensville is trying to do, pitch it out to Johnson on the wide side of the field and let him use his speed, but Rockville is doing a great job of turning everything back in on on that offensive line.
You know, aside from the 2 pitch plays down on the end zone where Johnson scored, he hasn't had a lot of room. They've done a good job of bottling him up. So we have 3rd and about 2 here for the Nolensville offense. 2 wide, single back set. It's going to be a pitch. Zion Tamaska, the lightning bug, 35. He's going to have a first down. Tamaska, 5'7", 165, just a ball of energy, takes the pitch and gets a first down.
And he had that first down marker in sights, I think, from the time he took the pitch, and he was not going to be denied until he got there with his speed.
So Tamaska still in the backfield. 2 tight, 2 wide here for the Nolensville offense. Walton sends Tamaska in motion. Walton looking, throws it up and downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Nolensville receiver there wants a hold on the play. That looked like it was going to number 4, Dylan Northcutt. Northcutt was asking for a hold on the play, doesn't get it. Covered by Jalen Morgan there,
yep.
the young man that scored the long touchdown. Also on the coverage there, preventing a long touchdown.
So Rockvale has got a lot of guys going 2 ways, and you got to wonder if that's going to start to play a role into this game.
Zion Tamaska gets the handoff, goes up the middle, and maybe gets a yard.
Or into their comeback, I should say.
So 3rd down here for the Knights. They went for a field goal on the other side of the field from this distance, and it looked like it may have gotten blocked. So I don't know that that's what they really feel comfortable doing should it get to 4th down. 3rd and 10. Precious time off the clock here for the Rockvale Rockets. Walton back in the shotgun, scanning, looking, throws it to Johnson, who's wide open. Just does a little wheel route out of the backfield, wide open, and he's going to have a first down. So Rockvale blanketed the receivers, but that left Johnson wide open out of the backfield. It's the most open running lanes Johnson's had all night, I think.
That was just a even farther extended pitch play to him.
Correct. Walton back, 2 wide again. Another pitch play to Johnson. Johnson's going to get hit, and it looks like he's going to actually lose a little bit on the play, maybe a half a yard. He runs into 13, 49, and 5 for Rockvale. 49 had the earlier interception. That's Connor Hedges, who's a senior. Sealed the edge there and prevented Johnson from having any space. Got twins to the top of the field. Northcutt comes in motion. Walton rolls out to the right. Throwing, hits Northcutt. Northcutt over the pylon, and that's going to be touchdown Nolensville. And Justin, that may have just closed the door on a Rockvale comeback.
That was just a great pitch and catch, a great play. You could kind of feel them wearing them down, wearing the Rockvale defense down, wearing them down, and finally wore those corners down enough where they weren't able to keep up with the little flag route there.
So Fitzgerald does the dirty work up the field on the 5- and 7-yard passes, and then Northcutt hits pay dirt. Kick is up and good, and our score in the 4th quarter with 8 minutes and 2 seconds left. Nolensville 42, Rockvale 21. And so with 8 minutes remaining, Rockvale is going to have to score pretty quick a couple times to pull it and have any hope here in the waning moments of the 4th quarter.
The one hope you do have, if you are Rockvale, is a lot of their touchdowns have come on 1-2 play, big play,
coverages.
Big play drives. It hasn't took them many plays to score when they have scored, but on the flip side, if they're not scoring, it's been a lot of 3 and out.
Well, and so if I'm
6
Nolensville
plays.
and I'm talking defense, I'm saying, hey, why don't we roll a safety over to number 2's side because he's burned us 3 times deep tonight. He's been able to beat the single coverage. And that may just not be how Nolensville does it. They may choose to just stay in man, cover 0, but who knows? What we do know is it's 42-21 here in the fourth quarter. There's a lot going on here. There's two cheer squads dancing, the student sections back
jumping
into
up, going crazy.
And it feels like it's about 40 degrees out right now. Another pooch kick there. Dunkley catches it. Dunkley breaks a tackle, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds. And number 96, the kicker for Nolensville, wanted no part of that big fullback coming at him.
And Dunkley has emerged to be the go-to guy.
Yeah. You saw Dunkley coming at the kicker, and Dunkley got hit out of bounds, and the kicker, you could just see, thank God. He wanted no parts of trying to bring him down. So Rockvale opens up 3 wide, single back set, their typical formation on the evening. Thielen fakes the handoff, looking for room, and he's going to be brought down.
Swallowed up
for a loss.
That's going to be number 65 from Nolensville, Stafford Busey.
So 2nd and 11 now for the Rockets, who I would say need to go hurry up, but they've been in hurry up all game long.
I don't know how much faster they could go from what they've been going.
Thielen rolls out to his left, hits his underneath receiver. That's number 2, the guy that's been killing them all night, Jalen Morgan. So this time they don't send Morgan deep. They just let him sit underneath, and he's going to have the first down. And Rockvale offense rolling here. Same 3 wide set, single back. Thielen takes a snap, scanning downfield, steps up into his throw. Good throw there, but dropped by number 84, Taj Mitchell. I will say this, Thielen for a sophomore has a cannon of an arm.
Cannon and a great feel of the pocket. You could see him step up there, took a couple slide steps up.
That was a big-time throw. You're exactly right. Stepped up into the pocket and delivered a rocket, just fell incomplete. Thielen back to throw. That time just a little too far and wide for number 84 again, Taj Mitchell. So the problem with tempo is it's 3rd down, and they haven't really spent too much time here.
And we'll see if Taylor Ween on the Knights side dials up with pressure.
Thielen just throwing it up. That's going to be an easy interception for Nolensville. Trying to get a number here because that may be Burrow's, I think, 4th interception or 3rd. That's going to be actually number 8 for Nolensville, Tarek Washington. So 2 apiece.
2 apiece.
2 for Washington, 2 for Burrow. And that was an example there. It was Thielen just threw it up.
Right.
You know, just trying to make something happen. Threw it into double coverage. The ball hung in the air, and it was an easy interception for Washington.
Just not enough arm strength there. Just throw it to almost the boundary or the pylon and put it in a place only your receiver can get it.
Nolensville's going to open up with 3 wide. Quick pass out to number 4, Northcutt. Northcutt makes a move, spins up to the 30. It's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
Brought down by Trey Gray.
2nd and 9, or correction, 2nd and 1 for the Knights after a gain of 9.
And Nolensville has definitely slowed down their offensive approach here. More of a check with me on the sideline.
Surprised we're not getting a dose of Samson Johnson here. 2nd and 1. Walton, quick throw to the outside. Nothing doing there for Nolensville.
That's a great job by Jabari Frierson.
Nolensville actually going to lose a yard there. 3rd down and 2 to go now.
I'm going to guess a Johnson pitch to the wide side of the field, Doug.
You may be right on this one. Number 10 checks in for the Knights. That's going to be Landon Smotherman. Walton out of the shotgun, 3 wide, motion, handoff to motion. That's going to be Northcutt. Northcutt cuts up field, wiggles a little bit of a face mask on that play, not called. Northcutt's going to have the first down.
I was only 50% right. Wide side of the field.
It was a run, and it was to the wide side. It just was not Sampson. First and 10, ball on the Knights' 39-yard line.
And more importantly, they'll keep continuing to run the clock for the Knights to try to put this game away.
3 wide. Zion Tamaska now in the backfield. Shotgun. Snap is high. False start is going to be a call on the Knights. It's going to back them up 5. I don't know that the Knights are concerned with scoring here, but they're more so concerned with just, again,
Keep
getting
the clock
time
running.
off the clock, keeping it running.
And it's interesting in this day of age offense, to keep the clock running, you run bubble screens.
Yeah, not what it was in my day. 3 wide, single back, handoff to Zion Tamaska, who's going to be hit for a gain of about a yard.
87 for Rockvale. That's going to be Landon Anderson with the stop.
Rockvale's going to be selling out to stop the run here. Still have all 3 timeouts, but when you're down 3 scores, I don't know how beneficial it is to use all your timeouts right here. Landon Smotherman still in the game. 3 wide, single back set. Walton in the shotgun. Looking. Completes the pass to the outside to Northcutt. Gain of about 5 on the play where he is shoved down immediately. So we're looking at a 3rd and 9 for the Nolensville offense, but more importantly, we just dipped under the 4-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Your WC TV Game of the Week, I'm Doug Capella, here with Justin Ventline, and what has been a high-scoring, action-packed game. Nolensville leading 42-21 in the 4th quarter. Taking their, what my mom would say, sweet time here in the 4th quarter, letting the clock run down. And here we're going to have a timeout. Nolensville ran the play clock all the way down and then called a timeout. So 3:33 left here in the 4th quarter.
If you are still in the stadium, your wallet is in the press.
Not many folks leaving here.
No.
Everyone's sticking around on what has been homecoming night for the Nolensville Knights.
It's been a great atmosphere for a high school football game. That is for sure.
So barring any miraculous endings here, Nolensville will move on to 6-0. Rockvale will fall to 4-2. And this is going to create, trying to get the schedule up here.
Congratulations to our volleyball team who defeated Olivia and
So they will move to 6-0.
They'll be on a crash course with Paige, I believe.
So October 7th, they have a very winnable game next week against Spring Hill. And so that will potentially be a battle of 2 undefeated teams on October 7th when Nolensville squares off against Page High School. So loss on that play, 4th and about 16, 17. Timeout Rockvale. 3 minutes, 6 seconds left here to go in the 4th quarter. So Rockvale would have to score a touchdown a minute here in order to bring this game back to a tie.
It's another quick update around the county with a minute left in the 4th. The Franklin Admirals trail McCauley 35-14.
So for our listening audience, it's good to have Justin back. Justin's fresh off the birth of his second child, so he hasn't been getting much sleep at home.
No, not, not much sleep at all. I will be on the midnight wake-up rotation tonight, probably.
Justin's wife, hardworking math teacher at Grassland Middle School. Welcome their second child, so congratulations to Justin. Punt up and away, deep into the night. Fair caught. And so for Rockvale, Justin, when they step away from this and they break down the film, sure, it's 42-21, but a couple extremely costly turnovers for Rockvale. 4 interceptions, which I say a couple, but only 2 really cost them. They had the interception returned for a touchdown, and then they held the Knights to a punt and then fumbled the punt away, both leading to points for Nolensville.
And you got to think at the end of the first quarter, it was 14-7.
That's right. Rockvale led the first quarter. Nolensville didn't take the lead until deep into the second quarter, 21-14. But Rockvale led this game at the end of the first quarter. Thielen back, rolls out of the pocket, throws, and that's going to fall incomplete. So what Nolensville has done successfully is Thielen is not a quarterback that can throw when he's running out of the pocket. He's a pocket thrower, and so when they've pressured him, his throws have been off target.
And Taylor Ween has been a force to be reckoned with coming off the edge there for Nolensville.
Thielen in shotgun. Hangs in the pocket, steps up, hits and fumbles.
On cue.
It's scooped. Number 7, mentioned earlier in the broadcast, every lineman's dream, touchdown, number 7, bumbling into the end zone, Jaden Wyatt.
And on cue,
score.
Taylor Ween forces the big hit.
So Wyatt, electrifying shoes. He looks like Usain Bolt may have given him them fancy shoes he's got because he ran like Bolt into that end zone for a touchdown. He will remember that moment, all smiles on the sideline coming off the field. Young man has a huge smile there. And so Jaden Wyatt plays inside linebacker for these Knights, and he rumbled, bumbled, and stumbled all the way to the end zone.
The classic scoop and score, and as you can see here, big pressure coming off the edge, forces the fumble, and off to the races.
Wyatt hit the turbo button on that one, too. He was gone.
He was button smashing X, as they say.
For sure. He kicked it in the second and third gear on that. Somebody get him a Chick-fil-A sandwich because he was turning it on there. And he's going to be hungry after this game. So here it is, your score now after the scoop and score. Your Nolensville Knights 49, visiting Rockvale 21. And, you know, we talked about turnovers right before that segment. And, again, 21 points off of turnovers for Nolensville. That's just too much for any team to really overcome when you think about how the ebbs and flows of a game goes. So 2:20 left here in the fourth quarter. And I think we can safely say now that Nolensville will move on to 6-0. Rockvale will fall to 2-2.
Another score update from around the county with the final. The Independence Eagles fall to East Nashville 32-7.
So East Nashville, formerly East Literature Magnet, has been a powerhouse in their region for years. So that's, although that would be, I think, considered an upset, although Independence not as strong as they have been in years past.
New coaching staff down there in Thompson Station. I think it's getting a new regimen, a new scheme in. So I'm sure we will see them back to prominence in a short time. But yes, from Independent standards, a little down this year.
Looks like we got some backups in on Nolensville's defense. And just on cue, number 4 for Rockvale hits a big gain. That's KC Midget tailback, 5'9", 157. So it looks like we have some backups in also. Thielen's still in at quarterback. Thielen's probably going to have to stay in at quarterback considering he was the backup. So number 4, Casey Midget, the tailback, gets the ball again.
Good for both programs, really. Get some younger kids some playing time, let them see the field, some live action rather than their teammates Monday through Thursday where they're practicing against.
So Midget again takes the handoff. It's going to be hit at about a gain of a yard or maybe 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and short here for this Rockvale offense. Clock approaching the 1-minute mark here in the 4th. Thielen takes a snap. Little screen pass there to number 84. Number 84 is still on his feet. That's Taj Mitchell. Taj Mitchell is going to be brought down at about the 17. Rockvale potentially trying to get one last what we would call a pride score here in the end zone. Finish strong. Under a minute to go here. Thielen takes a snap, looking out. Has Taj Mitchell again, and a good open field tackle there by Nolensville. Mitchell brought down, slow to get up on the big hit and tackle. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 to go.
Washington on the takedown.
Three wide, under 30 seconds to go for Thielen. Thielen takes a snap, scans the field, hits his receiver. He's going to be down. That's number 15 for Rockvale. Daniel Teams, freshman. Clock's winding down, and that may be it tonight for this edition of the WCTV Game of the Week. They snap it. They do get it off. It's a handoff, and he's going to be in the end zone. That's KC Midget, scores a touchdown as time expires.
That'll help hit the over.
So a total of 70 points scored here tonight. That'll be the ball game. Your WCTV Game of the Week final. Nolensville 49, Rockvale 21. I'm Doug Capella with my side partner here, Justin Ventline. That's it.
That's it. We will see you next week.
Have a good weekend. Be safe and enjoy the weather.